It had long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let things happen to them. They went out and happened to things. Torment, for some men, is a need, an appetite, and an accomplishment. The great accomplishment of Jobs' life is how effectively he put his idiosyncrasies, his petulance, his narcissism, and his rudeness, in the service of perfection. I'd never played on a team until high school. It gave me a sense of belonging, a focus, and helped build my confidence. I liked the feeling of accomplishment and the respect. Sports ideally teach discipline and commitment. They challenge you and build character for everything you do in life. Nothing splendid was ever created in cold blood. Heat is required to forge anything. Every great accomplishment is the story of a flaming heart. Personal power gives you a sense of accomplishment. It enables you to live fully and zestfully. It provides you with a mature reason for liking yourself better. To state it another way, it is the mark of a healthy and well-adjusted individual to seek self-advancement by mastering his human relations. To go and win a gold medal in the Olympics, not too many people get a chance to do that, and it is such a great accomplishment. Set out with some definite purpose in life and accomplish that purpose. There is little that the human mind can conceive that is not possible of accomplishment. The thing to do is to make up your mind what you are going to drive for, and let nothing stand in the way of its ultimate accomplishment. Nothing builds self-esteem and self-confidence like accomplishment. Children love and want to be loved, and they very much prefer the joy of accomplishment to the triumph of hateful failure. Do not mistake a child for his symptom. If you can react the same way to winning and losing, that's a big accomplishment. That quality is important because it stays with you the rest of your life, and there's going to be a life after tennis that's a lot longer than your tennis life. You can have meaning, accomplishment, engagement, and good relationships, even if you are dull on the positive effect side. My greatest sense of accomplishment has come from having two amazing sons, but it's also a paradox in that the times when I felt like the biggest failure have been times when I felt like, as a parent, I wasn't making the right decisions or succeeding in the way that I should. Being old didn't seem like an accomplishment. Everyone I knew who was old was like sick or broke. It just didn't look appealing until I moved to LA. And started interacting with people who were 50 and still kicking it, having money, living large. My high school years were fun and frustrating, typical of the teen years. The most important accomplishment was meeting my wife, Ruth. I've had enough of the blowhards on cable TV and the self-righteous anger I hear from people whose only accomplishment in life is their ability to turn the dial on an AM radio. I think I usually play the woman that, after the person tries to go for some extraordinary feat of romantic accomplishment, they happily wind up with me. I think that anything that you do, any accomplishment that you make, you have to work for. And I've worked very hard in the last 10 years of my life, definitely. And I can tell you that hard work pays off. It's not just a cliché. P is positive emotion, E is engagement, R is relationships, M is meaning, and A is accomplishment. Those are the 5 elements of what free people chose to do. Pretty much everything else is in service of one of or more of these goals. That's the human dashboard. Trump has given voice to a widespread public feeling of alarm, frustration, and anger over the direction our country is headed. For all of that, conservatives are deeply grateful. America needed a loud, rude wake-up call. No one else has done that, and that accomplishment is huge. Every great work, every big accomplishment, has been brought into manifestation through holding to the vision, and often just before the big achievement, comes apparent failure and discouragement. All the breaks you need in life wait within your imagination. Imagination is the workshop of your mind, capable of turning mind energy into accomplishment and wealth. All money means to me is a pride in accomplishment. Self-image sets the boundaries of individual accomplishment. I saw as a teacher how, if you take that spark of learning that those children have, and you ignite it, you can take a child from any background to a lifetime of creativity and accomplishment. People now feel time accelerating. Lists allow them to feel some sense of accomplishment. When we protect children from every possible source of danger, we also prevent them from having the kinds of experiences that develop their sense of self-reliance, their ability to assess and mitigate risk, and their sense of accomplishment. You were designed for accomplishment, engineered for success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness. Education should learn from the positive side of gaming, reward, accomplishment, and fun. There is a real magic in enthusiasm. It spells the difference between mediocrity and accomplishment. My contribution, I hope, is to get people to eat full-flavored food. If I could come away with that alone, that would be a fantastic accomplishment. I'm also very proud of being a very American chef. If you are in your everyday life, and you feel like you just accomplished something big that you had going on, then that's beast mode. It's an accomplishment, that you put yourself through something to get something better out of it. I feel that that's beast mode. Nothing stops the man who desires to achieve. Every obstacle is simply a course to develop his achievement muscle. It's a strengthening of his powers of accomplishment. I did not find living alone difficult. In fact, it was such a liberating feeling because simple things like ironing my clothes, doing laundry, making my bed made me feel independent and gave me the sense of accomplishment that I can do it myself. Accomplishment is socially judged by ill-defined criteria so that one has to rely on others to find out how one is doing. I, myself, have tried following people around me, and I've got lost and ended up feeling emptiness rather than a sense of accomplishment. I'd like everyone to find their own role models within themselves. A great accomplishment shouldn't be the end of the road, just the starting point for the next leap forward. When your dreams include service to others, accomplishing something that contributes to others, it also accelerates the accomplishment of that goal. People want to be part of something that contributes and makes a difference. It is through accomplishment that man makes his contribution, and contribution is life's greatest reward. We treat beauty like an accomplishment, and that is insane. Everyone in LA says, "Oh, you look good," and you listen for them to say you've lost weight. It's never, "How are you?" or "You seem happy." The supreme accomplishment is to blur the line between work and play. Some people ask, how do you attract the young and so many different people when your poetry is complicated and different? I say, my accomplishment is that my readers trust me and accept my suggestions for change. Being busy does not always mean real work. The object of all work is production or accomplishment, and to either of these ends there must be forethought, system, planning, intelligence, and honest purpose, as well as perspiration. Seeming to do is not doing. The most important accomplishment, I believe, was my voting against the First World War. Love in marriage should be the accomplishment of a beautiful dream, and not, as it too often is, the end. I'm very hard on myself, sometimes too hard on myself. When I lost in the Wimbledon finals, I was so sad, I cried. I had the runner-up trophy. It's still a great accomplishment, but I was so mad. I have concluded that literature is no proper pursuit for a gentleman, and that writing ought never to be considered but as an elegant accomplishment to be indulged in with infrequency and discrimination. Whether you're successful or not, you'll never actually feel the joys of accomplishment unless you love yourself. Success can be very difficult to deal with. You have to stay in the center. If you let your success define you, then you're really just setting yourself up for failure. I have always been more interested in experiment than in accomplishment. Not to have entirely wasted one's life seems to be a worthy accomplishment, if only for myself. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.